Charlotte is in Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Charlotte, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
My question is, how do you start the emergency fund when you're behind on multiple bills each month?
You don't. Sounds like you got a mess, kiddo. What's going on?
Yeah, I do. I'm 36, single, 2 kids. I've been working 2 jobs for almost 5 years now, and I just cannot get caught up to stay current on all my bills, let alone start an emergency fund.
I hear you. So what do you make?
What I bring home each month between both jobs is $3,200. My debt, if I make the minimum payments each month, is $1,900. So that leaves me about $1,200.
How much is your rent?
So I have a mortgage, and it's $560 a month.
Okay, that's good news. And are you getting child support?
Yes, but not consistent enough to rely on.
Why?
He just chooses to pay it when it's convenient to him.
Well, the courts in Kentucky will help him with his discipline. You know that.
Right, and they've actually sent something to garnish wages here recently. So.
Good. Okay. That doesn't fix the problem, but it just fixes my aggravation at him, and I'm just joining you in that. How old are your babies?
15 and 11 for 12. 15 and 12.
Lord, so they eat a lot.
Yes, especially during the summer.
Yeah. So what kind of debts have you got?
Car payment.
How much do you owe on the car?
$16,000.
Okay. And what else?
Student loans are about $16,000 when you add them all up. I've lived life and went on a cruise in April, and so I'm paying on that.
How much do you owe on the cruise?
$1,600.
Okay. All right. What else?
I've got 2 like a firm loans. One's for a mattress and one's for tires.
And how much are those? How much are those?
My my tires are about $700, and then the mattress I owe like $200 on.
Okay. All right.
And then I've got braces that I owe about $3,200 on. And then medical bills that I probably owe about $6,000 if I add them all up.
How long have you been single, you said?
It's about 10 years.
Okay. All right.
What do you do for your jobs, Charlotte?
I am a quality manager, and I've actually at Conduit, and I've been there 18 years, and then I'm a server at Cracker Barrel, and I've been there almost 5 years.
Okay.
All right. Let me give you a couple of observations. I've been doing this a long time, so I've sat with people in your situation a lot. Okay. You've been living on nothing, right on the edge, scared for a long time. And that has caused you to give yourself permission to do some stupid things that have made it worse. Okay?
Yes.
Like a $16,000 car you can't afford because the other old car was breaking down all the time and you couldn't handle that extra fear added with all the fear you already had. So you said, I'm going to get at least one thing in my life that is reliable because this guy paying child support certainly isn't.
That's 100% true. Just in October that happened.
Yeah. And then you got, I'm not going to get out anyway. I might as well live my life, so I'm going on the cruise. Oh, and then the dadgum tires go out, so we got to have tires because you can't roll this $16,000 car without a tire. Right? And so what happens is we end up going from crisis to crisis because we're trapped. And so we got to get out of this, but it's going to be radical. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to go with
what
you.
What I'm doing is not working.
Yeah, hold my hand. We're going to jump off the cliff.
That wasn't an evil laugh from him.
No,
it was an excited laugh.
That was hold my hand. We're going to jump off the cliff together. Here we go. And the water's cold and it's deep, so we're okay. Get ready to jump. Here we go. It's going to be different. Here we go. Run back. Here we go. That's what I'm laughing about, okay? I will go with you. We're going to help you, and I'm going to put people around you. I'm going to give you a financial coach free of charge. I'm going to pay for it because I can't stand how trapped you are. It's driving me crazy, okay? And then I'm going to pile a bunch of books on you that I need you to read, all of them, and turn your stupid television off, okay?
Okay.
One of them is on career, From Paycheck to Purpose. I'm going to give you two of them, from Ken Coleman. And I want you to go to Ken. He's our career expert. Because you don't make nothing. And I want you to go get a job making twice what you're making now. You're worth a whole lot more than you're getting paid. Okay?
Well, I tried to tell my boss that.
Well, he ain't listening. You've been there a long time. And so it's time to start looking, and it's time to retool, reset your mind, comb your hair out, and get ready to go on an interview, girl. Here we go. All right?
Okay.
Because you need to go make some more money. You've been starving a long time. And so I'm going to send you a bunch of career books, and Ken Coleman is our career guy. I'm going to send you one on proximity principle, one's From Paycheck to Purpose. Read them both, okay? We're going to put you into Financial Peace University, which is our 9-week class, and take your 15-year-old with you. It's 9 lessons. You can either do it online or you can do it at local church, either one. We're going to pay for all this. It doesn't cost you a dime. I just want you to go do it all because my heart's hurting for you, okay?
Okay.
I get where you are. I know exactly where you are and how tired you are. And you got a new friend that's going to help you, and Rachel and me, okay? And
thank you.
We're probably going to sell your car because you can't afford this car. This car payment is what's drowning you. You got a great mortgage. Your mortgage is awesome. Your car payment's horrible. It's probably killing you. And then you ain't doing any more stupid stuff like cruises. And you're not eating out. You're not going to reward you. You're going to clean up this dadgum mess, and you're going to work your butt off like never before. And it's going to be for a short period of time, and this time we're actually going to get some traction and move the needle instead of spinning our wheels all the time, because you've been spinning your wheels for a decade. So
got this, Charlotte.
You hang on. We're going to get you with a coach. We're going to get you the books. We're going to get you into FPU, and you're going to call us back if you need some help. Hang on. So, George, they're dropping like flies.
Who is?
The Bitcoin boys.
Oh my goodness.
The Bitcoin bros they're just dying like on the vine.
I don't know what's happening. They're like the dinosaurs. We're going to look back.
It's almost like they had a bad business model.
Wait, you mean selling
like
fake money?
Fake money didn't work or something, you know. I'm gloating a little because I caught so much hell from you Bitcoin bros for the last 3 years, 5 years on how stupid a boomer I am and how out of touch I am while I'm telling you to stay away from this crap. And now another one files bankruptcy just a few minutes ago, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had
BlockFi?
BlockFi. Crypto lender BlockFi follows FTX into bankruptcy.
And follows 4 others that filed this week into bankruptcy.
And it's because it was a house of cards.
They is dropping like flies, man.
Oh, man.
I
doubt many of our listeners had their money tied up in this kind of crap because they actually listen to this show. So I hope no one out there listening was hurt by this situation, because users are going to their accounts and it's zero. And they're not getting their money back in these situations. So it's a scary environment if you did throw a bunch of money into crypto, which millions of people have.
You remember the old movie It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, yeah.
Had a run on the bank.
Yeah.
You go to get your money out and you can't get it out. The bank went broke.
Who knew? It's a Wonderful Life. It's a modern-day tale.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any little angels with their bells ringing on this one. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing there's some devils doing the dance with their pitchforks instead.
You got to wonder how many more.
I'm kind of thinking there's not any angels involved in this. I could be wrong. I mean, the guy looks like Belushi in Animal House, so there's no way that he's. Actually, Belushi in Animal House, as stoned as he was, looks better than this guy. So, Wow.
That's what happens. You don't get out of the basement often enough for fresh air and a haircut. Oh, man. This is a house of cards, Dave, truthfully. I mean, the whole thing is just crumbling because they were all intertwined with each other, and it turns out it was only worth what people were willing to pay for it based on hype instead of based on actual, revenues and profits, which is what the S&P 500 is based off of.
Well, and to recoup, I mean, we're gloating and carrying on and poking fun at you people, but we gave you great intellectual and academic detail on why this was going to happen. I just truthfully did not think it would happen at this scale this soon. Even that caught me by surprise. I figured it was going to, it would unravel. There'd be a few things drop here or there, and eventually the thing would stabilize and, over a period of a decade, begin to get some actual credibility. I thought it would probably work its way through. I don't know if the whole thing makes it. It may just completely
implode.
Cave in.
I mean, the domino effect on this has been wild.
Because here's the thing. Rabbi, this is an interesting lesson for everybody, not just Bitcoin, but about everything. Rabbi Lapin talks about this book, our good friend. He's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, best-selling book called Thou Shalt Prosper. In the book, he looks at money through the Jewish lens, and he explains to us properly that money is not about math. Money is about trust. Money is spiritual. And so that's why all kinds of weird things have been used as a medium of exchange throughout history, whether it be a gold bar, wampum that we trade Long Island for, furs in the Old West, pioneer days, 2 beaver pelts. Why would you take a skinned beaver pelt as payment for something? Because you trust, you believe that other people will exchange that for some biscuit dough and some hardtack, right? And so that, you can use anything as a medium of exchange if you trust that it can be used to exchange goods. In the Old Testament, one of the things that was used was oil. Oil was used to keep the Holy of Holies, the lamps burning in the temple in the Holy of Holies, and oil was a symbol of God's Spirit. It was used to anoint kings. You see the prophets pouring oil over the top of the head of King David or King Saul, anointing them king. And oil, because it was prized, then you could literally go into the marketplace in those days with a carafe of oil and do an exchange. And so when the Bible says in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, it's an indication of wealth. Choice food and oil were indications of wealth because it was used for a medium of exchange. You can use, textiles. You could use anything that another person would accept. And so it's about trust. It's a spiritual thing. Money is spiritual, and all money is spiritual. The dollar bill is no exception. It's not magical. The only reason the dollar bill is more believable, has more credibility, is because it's more widely accepted and has a longer track record. That's all.
Yeah, and backed by the government, and so that's where the regulation comes in versus.
But you have to believe that matters.
We all are in agreement that this dollar is worth something.
I'm really, the backing of the government doesn't even impress me anymore. It's just the idea that I know that I can take this and go buy a steak with it. I can fill up my car with it. Well, I can't. I can put a few dollars.
Almost.
I've put a little bit of stuff in my car, but a little bit of gas in my car. But you know what I'm saying? It's
and crypto never really had that.
It doesn't have a track record. It wasn't volatile. It was too volatile. It was too narrowly accepted by a very narrow portion of the population, and yet everyone attributed to it the same credibility, the same spiritual power that, say, the dollar or even the peso, or even the yen has. And it was not there.
Yeah.
It was a nuance within the economy. Even though it was massive, it was still a nuance within the world economy. It had not yet proven itself.
No.
It was an out-of-control, overgrown baby child. And now it's fallen in, and everybody started treating it like it was a legitimate thing, and they got their heads taken off. We kept telling you, don't do this.
And the fraudsters and the scammers started to realize we can make a quick buck by entering the space.
Well, you know why they entered the space? That's also spiritual. Because who was playing in the space were people looking for quick, easy money, and people who are looking for quick, easy money are always easy prey to the con artist and the scammer. And so you're most easily conned when you're afraid or when you're greedy. And if you're neither of those, it's very hard to con you.
Yeah. You're not
and you don't fall for it. But get rich quick, man. If you're in there going, I'm cutting edge. I'm a Bitcoin bro, man. I'm the smartest guy on the planet, and I'm on TikTok, and that proves it right there. Yep. And I'm all of this crap, and you're setting yourself up.
Absolutely. Well, I just hope my next paycheck isn't in beaver pelts. I'm a little worried now, Dave, of what you're trying to get at here. Dave's trying to go back to the old times. Let's see if he'll take some textiles this month. Oh, man.
George, I'm going to leave at the break and go hunting.
That would not shock me, honestly.
I'm never killed a beaver.
That's why you bought this property by the woods, Dave, so you can take a quick break.
That's it. I can go down there and make a beaver pelt and pay George.
Oh,
that's what we'll do. Just go, go down there to the...
Next segment, I'm going to be Davy Crockett with this on my head, Dave. It's going to be great.
He did not wear a beaver pelt, George. That was a coonskin cap. You are so lame. This is The Ramsey Show. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hey, Steven. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, or good afternoon, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So I'm kind of in a position, so I'm really just kind of looking for some advice. So my wife was involved in a car accident about a year and a half ago.
Oh, gosh. Is she okay?
Yeah, she ended up being okay. She had some, she almost had to have some surgeries and everything, and it affected her work. She's a hairstylist, so she works for herself. She had some hand injuries and things like that. So we incurred some medical bills and some time off work and everything else. Kind of my question is, I've got a list of our payments and what our debts are, and we're expecting to get about $22,750 back in a settlement from that accident. And I was just wondering if you guys could help point me in the right direction, what we should maybe pay off, or if we should put it in our savings account and just sit on it and continue to make our monthly payments like normal, just kind of what the best course of action you guys thought would be.
Yeah, it's a good question. Do you guys have any money in savings right now?
Very little. So we actually, we have 4 kids. One of our kids is disabled. So it's kind of it's a back and forth thing,
Okay. Okay. So really nothing in savings. So what's your debt like? Give me like a list of it and the amounts.
Yeah. So, our house, we owe about $44,600 on our house. We just incurred a new debt, which had to buy her a vehicle after the accident. Hers was totaled. We owe $21,000 on it. We got a pickup that I drive, owe $17,000 on it. And then we've got a personal loan for about $2,000. And then somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 to $5,500 in credit card debt.
Oh, Steven, you're not going to like what we say.
That's fine. No, that's what I'm looking for.
How much do you guys make a year, Steven?
About $75,000.
Okay. Yes. So.
Okay, can I say it before you give it to him, Rachel? Let me just say this, Steven, how'd you find us?
I was actually just scrolling through Facebook and ran across some Dave Ramsey videos and started listening. And
how long ago?
Not very.
Okay.
Probably 3 months ago, if that.
All right. So you are like in the entryway to our gang, right?
Yeah. You could call it the infancy, I guess.
Okay. So I'll be super gentle and kind. Okay. I want you to begin to transform your language.
Okay.
From I had to go take a loan out and buy a $21,000 car. I have to have a $17,000 truck. To, we chose to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be key as Rachel walks through, because the other when you approach life as reactive, life did this, so I just have to do this, you will stay broke for the rest of your life. If you say, come what may, I will stand firm on a principle. I don't borrow any money outside of a mortgage, period, ever. And a mortgage only if I got to. Now you're about changing your entire family tree, okay?
Okay.
It's about taking ownership, okay? All right, Rachel.
Steven, how much could you get for the $21,000 car? Have you Kelly Blue Booked any of these in your truck?
Yeah. So my truck's actually worth about $30,000 in today's market.
Okay.
I actually just looked it up the other day, and actually had the dealership called me the other day offering me $30,000 just to buy it outright from me.
Wow. Okay.
Not interested in doing that. I mean, well, I guess I could be.
You're going to. You're going to
You
get
might
real
be.
interested.
You might be in a second. How about the $21,000?
I could definitely be interested in that. And then I think my wife's van, it's probably worth right at what we owe on it.
Okay. And did you say you have $5,500 in credit card debt or $500?
Yeah. About $5,500.
Okay. And what is the credit card debt? What does that consist of? What were you guys swiping the credit card for?
You know, it really, I mean, it was kind of Christmas last year, and then, you know, and I listened to part of the show earlier when you were guys talking about Christmas.
You're one of the 25%, Stephen.
Yeah, and I was really hit home.
Yeah.
And then, you know, school clothes and everything else.
Okay, so it's just life. Okay. So one bright side of this, Stephen, to make you be like, okay, you're normal. You guys literally are the every American family. You got 2 car loans, you got some credit card debt, you got a personal loan, and you're just living life. But you probably feel like, Stephen, oh my gosh, we work really hard, and I feel like we're broke. I feel like we're barely making by. How is that possible? Okay, so that feeling that you're feeling is a flag that is raised in your emotions to say, like, okay, we're not doing this correctly. So the way you guys have been looking at money, because you called in this show, the way we're going to advise you is a complete 180 of how you've been looking at money. And here's the deal too, Stephen. You have to realize, okay, I have to do a 180 because what I've been doing is getting me these results. And I don't want these results. I want something different, which means my actions and my thought process have to be completely different now, right? So what we're going to say is probably going to radically shake you up, and you're going to be like, wait, these people are insane. Maybe a little, but we're also not broke. So let me just give you
we do these things in our own homes.
Yes,
okay?
We live this stuff out, Stephen. So if I woke up in Stephen's shoes and your wife's shoes, here's what I would do. I'd sell your truck today, get the $30,000, go get a $15,000 car. That debt's completely gone. You got a great truck or great car, whatever you have for $15K, you're calling it a day. I would take the $22,000 that you guys have, and I would knock out the personal loan. I would knock out the credit card debt, and then I would put anything else that's there. I'm trying to do this quick math. Anything else left at the car loan. So you guys will probably have about, I think, $15,000 left on the van. And I want you, Stephen, for about a year it didn't have to be a year. Yeah, maybe a year, to work extra. I want you guys to take on extra jobs, either at your primary job. I want you to drive for Uber Eats. I want you to do the most radical stuff to earn extra money and get this van paid off, because you could look up in 1 year, Stephen, and your whole life looks completely different. But
I actually just started a new job, a new side job. If you will.
Good. Okay.
So I'm a career firefighter. That's what I do for a living.
Okay.
And frankly, there's no money in that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, shoot, Stephen. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We're going into a break anyways. But all that to say, that's exactly what I would do, what I laid out for you. And it's going to feel different. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be strange. But I'm telling you, Stephen, this $22,000, if you guys get this settlement and you get this cash and you don't change anything, you don't cut up credit cards, you keep living your life, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Put it to good use.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Tanis is with us in Canada. Hi, Tanis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so I am kind of on baby step number 1. I've been also, I thought I was on 2, but it turns out I'm back on 1. So I had some money put away, and my savings were okay. And so I made a lump sum payment on my student loans, which was great. But now, like after a couple things happened, now I'm kind of back at square one, but I just feel like every paycheck I'm reaching more into my emergency fund, because it's like I'm always behind. In each paycheck I'm catching up from something I missed the previous 2 weeks, and I can't get ahead.
What's causing you to be in the hole right now? Which expenses is it?
my student loan payments are like killer.
So what's your income?
It kind of varies. So I'm on salary for the first time in my life too, which is very different for me. But yeah, so like salary is $3,000 a month, and then I might make another like $1,000 with just like the extra work that I've been doing. But that varies again, so it just depends on kind of what's available.
And then what's your minimum payments on all of your debts?
My minimum payments for my student loans is $650 a month. And then I have a $200 car insurance payment. My rent is $800. And then I'm trying to think, I have like tenant insurance. That's only like $50 a month, but it, like the small things are really adding up to.
Mm. Well, the student loans alone are not draining you.
How old are you?
I'm 25. I just turned 25.
Okay. All right. And, good. All right. Well, here's the thing. It sounds like, A, you just started this process, and B, it sounds like when you write down your budget that it's more like a wish or a suggestion.
Well, yeah. So what I did is I went through all my statements from the last like 3 or 4 months, and I went through everything that I can't change right now, like my student loan payments,
Right.
my gas, like that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And I wrote that all down as mandatory payments, and then everything else I broke up into are they needs or are they wants. And so like even when I do that on paper, it's like I only have like $200 to $300 in between each paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
and then something comes up, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because I know it takes time.
Yeah, you're doing the budget wrong. Okay?
Okay.
Because you shouldn't have any money left. On your budget, you should have it all. Every dollar should have a name before the month begins. So I want you to pan back and say, I got $3,000. And if you don't have $3,000, you need to get $3,000. In other words, if that $1,000 gig doesn't kick in, then you got to work an extra job and make sure you at least have $3,000. All right. Now, then I want you to write down your mandatories. You got the 800, you got the 200, you got the different mandatories, like you said, that are in there. I want you to give all of those dollars a name on that budget and decide which paycheck each one's coming out of.
Yeah.
Before the month begins, I want you to completely plan out how you're going to pay your bills. And that includes if you have money that is a want that's left over, then you're going to plug it in as a want. If you have money that's a need, a mandatory, you're going to plug it in as that. But if you have $3,000 come in and you have planned to spend $3,000 exactly, and you spend it exactly as you had planned, you're not going to have a crisis. Agreed?
Yeah.
But what's happening is that some friend calls and goes, let's go out for drinks.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then I just see leftover money and think it's spendable income.
Yeah, because it's left over. And instead, if you said, I have this much allocated for social, for happy hour, I got $50 allocated for happy hour, and you did that last week, then the friend calls, you got to say no. But you don't have anything that gives you a no button. All you've got is yes buttons. Right. And your yes buttons are blowing up the whole thing.
But I feel like I'm saying no to everything. Like I feel
you're
like
not.
That's why I feel
no, you're
so,
not. You're
so
just whining.
desperate.
You're not. You're just whining. You're just whining.
That's probably fair, yeah.
Yeah, you're not saying no to enough. That's why you're in crisis.
Right.
Are you working extra on top of your full-time job?
Yeah, like I work like 10 to 12-hour days depending on the day.
Okay.
But for the same salary? I'm saying, do you have extra jobs? Side hustles?
Yeah. So my salary, I teach group fitness classes on top of my salary job, and so
what do they
take
pay?
as many classes as I can.
What's that pay?
Up to $55 an hour. So
that's good.
It just depends on how many people show up, and it takes time for people to come to your classes more. And I have been getting more. So
you get $55 an hour.
Yeah, if the class is full right now, I'm averaging 45.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It just depends on how many classes are available. Yeah, so
because you're not making that. You're not making that at your day job.
No, that's I don't know if I should quit my day job.
No. You need the money right now. We don't need to quit anything. We need to do more. But it sounds to me like what I would do is try to do 40 hours worth of fitness work.
Right.
You'll be tired, but you'll be fit.
Yeah.
And you won't have been going out drinking. You would have been getting fit and making $45 an hour, and you would have cleaned up this mess.
Right.
What's your total debt?
$60,000 in student loans purely. I don't have any credit cards, and I don't have a car payments or anything.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, we're going to ship you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover, and show you exactly how to do this. What I have figured out is the madder I get about my situation, the more extreme I get about fixing my situation. And you're just beginning to get angry. But I just want to turn your anger up a little bit. That's kind of why I was poking at you a little bit. I want to get you mad. Even if you're mad at me, that's okay. Because I'll just be your coach. I'll be your friend that loves you enough to take the blows, okay? So I want you to go win, girl. And you're smart. We're talking to you for a few minutes. You're not dumb. You haven't got any problem. But your issue is focus. And this extreme focus that comes from an extreme sacrifice that comes from a healthy level of anger is really what the recipe is. It is a bit like fitness stuff. You tell people to do stuff. There's ones that kind of care and kind of don't care. But the ones that have to lose weight or the doctor says they're going to die, they figure out a way to lose the weight. The ones that go, my pants are just tight. They don't lose weight. That's not enough. Vanity is not enough to get you to do it.
Need a bigger why.
You got to get fired up about whatever it is, whatever behavior you're doing that changes everything. And you're getting there, but you're just starting this journey. I've got real hope for you. I think a month from now, you're going to be a beast.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I was getting out of debt, Dave, when I started here, and I was doing Uber. I had the Nielsen People Meter to make another $20 a month. I was eating lean cuisines, waiting for them to go 5 for $10 on sale.
Ooh, that's gross.
But it was worth it. And I will never eat a lean cuisine again, Dave.
Amen. Amen. You got to have something you'd never eat again because you had to eat it when you were broke. Broke people food.
Find that food.
Yeah, ramen noodles, tuna fish for me. I hate tuna fish. Yeah, hang on. We'll send you a copy of that book, kiddo. You call us anytime we can help. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
My husband and I started a business here just the end of last year, and we were making pretty good money, but it's not quite enough to make ends meet. And at this point, we've put pretty much everything we have into it, and it has the potential, but we're just trying to figure out some more ways to bring money into the business to try to increase that to make ends meet.
What kind of business?
It's an indoor baseball training facility.
Okay, and you said you've sunk everything into it. What does that mean?
Pretty much. We started completely debt-free. We pulled an SBA loan, ended up being about $325. We had a very large chunk of money in the bank when we started. Part of that was going towards our security deposit. The other we kept was about $40,000 in the bank. Now we're to the point where we have about $30,000 in credit card debts. We've used my husband's 401k, and our entire savings is put into it as well. There were some factors that came up that we weren't really expecting for, and that money ended up going towards the business. So,
was the business ever profitable to where you weren't needing to go into debt for it?
Well, we're not really behind yet on the business. I mean, the money that we spent on credit cards and stuff was actually to get the business open and started. We've brought in about $52,000 since we opened December, like mid-December. So it's making money, but our lease payment's $30,000 a month, so we're not making enough.
Yeah, you're not making money.
Dang.
What your lease payment is $30,000?
Yeah.
What is your
3,000 square feet?
What's your debt overhead? What have y'all taken out?
We don't really have. The business essentially runs itself, and we don't have hardly any overhead. Like our utility bill is about the highest we pay.
Well, your debt payments are your biggest.
No, what's your debt payment?
You said $325 on an SBA loan.
Mm-hmm. We actually haven't started. They gave us a 6-month draw period, so we haven't actually started paying that payment yet. We've been paying the interest on it, which has been about $2,500. The last one I think come in, give or take. I'm expecting those to increase now, obviously, since we have used the funds from the loan, so that drop period closes, and then we should start seeing the first payment come through.
But you don't know what the payment's going to be?
No, well, we do and we don't, because when we talk to them, basically they told us it's been a rough go with them, but basically they told us we have a 6-month drop period. We only pay interest until then. Obviously, the interest will increase every month as we're spending more, utilizing those funds from the bank.
So is this like a line of credit from the bank up to $325?
No, it was an actual
a lump sum
loan. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else? You said you maxed your credit cards out. How bad is that?
About 30,000. We had, 2 of those are personal cards and one is a business card, but all of it went towards the business. We started with nothing on those cards.
And when did you start this business?
December the 10th.
Of we're talking a few months ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so far it's making, what, $15K a month?
Last month, I believe we brought in about 18,000. The month prior, about 16, and our first month was a bigger month coming in.
But your lease is $30,000.
Correct.
So you're bleeding money every month.
Correct. And we're waiting on our realtor, actually, hopefully today, to give us some information on having a tenant come in to part of that space to sublease it out, which we're hoping will help.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get 50%, right?
You need this thing to be making $75,000 to $100,000 a month.
$100,000.
Well, we're not actually paying ourselves out from the business, and we don't really have any overhead. So if we can make,
that's the scary part. How are you guys living?
Yeah, how do you eat?
Well.
So you're working for free while going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt.
Yeah, so we were both working right up until we opened the business. I am currently in an IOP OCD treatment program, so I have a couple more weeks of that before I can go back to work. My husband is, I think he's doing interviews today actually to take on remote work from our business while he does that at the same time. We need to be making we can make ends meet and actually profit on about $45,000 a month.
There's no way.
We don't have, because we don't have any.
What about your insurance? You have to be insured in case a kid gets hit by a ball or turns his ankle and sues you for the whole thing.
Yeah,
what's your insurance?
Our insurance is about $2,000 a month, I believe. We had to have general, and then we had to have workers' comp as well, even though we don't actually have any employees. But
okay, so are you never going to take a vacation?
At this point, no. That was the goal, but yeah, at this point, our intentions were to pay ourselves out, obviously, from the business, and that didn't work out. And so we've kind of burned through savings up to this point, both being there all day, every day, trying to make that successful. And it's to the point now that we're going to have to go back to work and do both at the same time.
Have you sat down? If you haven't, please, anytime somebody's in this level of stress, whether it's in their marriage, with a new business, there has to be a moment in this chaos when everybody exhales and you and your husband get a whiteboard and you write down on that whiteboard every single person you owe. And then you also on that whiteboard write down every single dollar it costs to run this thing every month. Because right now y'all are robbing Peter to pay Paul. You got money coming in one way. Some of this is borrowed. You got a credit card over here. It just feels like it's everywhere. I don't think, I don't know if you can't see me and George. I don't think you understand how bad this is.
Yeah, we're pretty scared, and we don't. It's kind of hard because there's certain bills that we know are coming that we don't know what they are because we haven't seen them yet. Like our utility bill, we're estimating probably about $5,000, but we haven't actually seen it yet because our building is a split space, so the other side doesn't have a tenant yet. So the landlord didn't actually even split the utilities until not even 30 days ago. So we don't even know.
I think you need to talk to the landlord and explain what's going on. And see how quickly you can get out of this lease, because it's going to continue to bleed money for the foreseeable future.
I mean, how are you're talking about getting 100% more business? How do you expect to go about doing that? Do you even have enough little league and high school and college players to utilize your facility?
We do actually. Yeah, it's kind of a huge market for it here. And when we started the business, there was nothing. There was nothing within 30 minutes of us. And we've had a lot of people coming in, at least, for weather permitting, obviously that changes things, but I guess with the potential that I've seen, and I feel like there's a way to do it. There's got to be another way I can bring some more money into it. I'm just kind of stumped as to how.
But let me tell you this. You have to get to a point where your feelings are very important, but you have to get to a point where you're trafficking only in math.
Right.
Because if you feel, you should know how many Little League teams are actually fielded in a 30-minute radius of your house. If you haven't already, you should be knocking on the coaches' doors of the middle school teams, the high school teams, the junior college teams, university teams, giving them special deals, going 24/7. I mean, if you're not knocking on every single door of every coach over and over and giving them coupons, and I mean, that's the only way you can survive. And if you haven't done that, then maybe you've got a shot. But the fact that you don't know, I mean, you guys are just like, no, it's a big market. Like, man, you need to know how many Little League players are in your area, right?
Yeah, when we did our projections for the business, in order to qualify for the SBA loan, we had to have I had to have stacks of paperwork detailing exactly what's in our area, exactly how many kids, exactly how many teams. I don't have it sitting in front of me right now, but we do have all that detailed out. My husband's been coaching for years, so he actually has a lot of personal relationships with high schools, the leagues, everything. So he's reaching out to all those people as well.
Okay, but here's the thing. If he is, there may become a moment that y'all realize you're over your head and it's not going to work. My hope here is that there's 100% more people that y'all haven't reached out to yet.
Right.
Then you've got a shot.
If there's not, what does that look like as far as exiting a business that's not profitable?
You need to sell all the assets you can on the equipment, get out of the lease with as little damage as possible, and then go get full-time jobs, both making six figures, and clean up the debt of the failed business.
Yeah. Or maybe reach out to softball teams too and see if softball, like if there's an equally large softball market in your area too, maybe that's a chance. But yeah, otherwise you're selling assets and you're just going to go beg to the owner of this building. Hopefully your lease isn't a 5-year lease or something, but yeah, this is in a really gnarly way. But y'all need to sit down with a whiteboard and be very honest about how much you owe.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Brandon joins us up next. He is down the street here in Nashville, Tennessee. Brandon, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Great. What's going on?
So basically I'm calling because I'm 24. I recently married last year of June. We have a 5-month-old kid.
Oh, congrats.
And thanks. And I am scared for myself. I know that I haven't been doing the best. I am trying, though, every single time. I just got out of the Army in January. I got a good job that it's so good that I plan on staying there for life in Portland, Tennessee. And I'm making about $6,500 a month. $2,300 of that is from the VA, tax-free. I'm in $64,000 in debt, and $52,000 of that is vehicles, which is a truck and a car, and $12,000 of that is credit cards. Every paycheck I get paid weekly, I put money in the savings, and I pay everything as much as I can. Aside from that, take care of the family. But I'm getting scared because I have a problem where I have a spending problem. My wife is great. She's more of the savings person. And I have this problem where if I see something, I'm afraid if I don't get it then, I'll never get it again, or I'll never have the opportunity. And about of the $6,500 a month, about $4,000 of that goes away to all that stuff. And I want to be, I'm all right. I'm struggling to where, I have money, I'm surviving, taking care of the family good, but obviously I'm not.
Dude, you are worth more than surviving, Brandon. And thank you so much for your service to this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's the deal. You are a dad now. This is not 21-year-old Brandon having a good time, living his life. This is Brandon as a father, as a husband, and that means we have to make adult decisions, and that means these vehicles are probably gone this week. And it means we're not going to have the fanciest, newest toys. We're going to drive a beater car because we have to get our family to financial safety. And I can feel that fear in your voice. You told me you're scared. So are you willing to do something so that you can remove this fear and stress out of your life?
So here's the thing. Before I go to the vehicles, we're moving in on April 21st, and that's where we had $9,000 in savings. You guys are probably going to be mad at me for this.
I'm not mad at you.
We had no furniture. Right now we're living in a place where it's life-threatening to where, I wouldn't say life-threatening, but it's very disgusting. We are very organized and everything, but my family is living with roaches. Thankfully, the kid can't crawl yet. And The renter guy, it's all under the table. He's nice. He's a good guy, but he's lazy. So we're moving immediately to a very nice place, very nice apartment complex. So that's where all the money went. I outright bought a very good bed, couch, everything that we need to survive and live comfortably. Back to the vehicles, I am willing to, but I'm also scared because, my dream vehicle is a Tacoma. And I have it. I got it brand new 2020.
You're living the nightmare, dude.
Brandon, you can get a Tacoma later. There's lots of Tacomas.
If this was such a dream, you wouldn't be calling us.
So Brandon, I hear such a scarcity mindset with you. So here's what I want to reset. All of this, the decisions that we're going to be talking about in this phone call, it's for a short period of time, okay? I feel like the Ramsey show, the brand, gets such a bad rap sometimes because everyone's like, you just want people driving crappy cars and not going on vacation. No, the slogan is you live like no one else, so later you get to live and give like no one else. These sacrifices, Brandon, is not for your entire life. If we told you to do it for your entire life, we'd be crazy. I wouldn't listen to us. This is for a short period of time. For a few years of your life, you're going to get your crap cleaned up. You're going to feel the best, the most peace you have ever felt as a man to be able to take care of your family with cash in the bank, living in a good spot, maybe not driving your dream car. All of that's going to be settled. Then you get to say, wow, Brandon, I really want a Tacoma. Guess what? You're going to have the money to go get a Tacoma, Brandon. It's going to happen. It's just not happening right now. And the problem is this instant gratification, and you're overcompensating, right? Like you're in a crappy spot right now where you're living. So we need to go get in a really nice spot with really nice furniture and all this. You got to find a middle ground, Brandon. So I want you guys to, sell the cars tomorrow. I want you to get $1,000 ASAP, and then I want you to start working on this credit card debt and pay it off. But with these cars gone, it's going to help the debt amount, and then I want you guys saving 3 to 6 months of expenses. And with your job, everything that you guys are doing, in 24 months, Brandon, your life is going to look different. We're going to give you a free membership, a year membership to Ramsey Plus for you and your wife to work together on this plan.
Was she unclear? No, she was not. Thank you for that, Rachel. If you are driving your dream truck and you live with roaches, you are not living the dream. You're living a nightmare, dude. This is The Ramsey Show.
Mary is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hi, Mary. Welcome to The Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Oh,
Hi.
My gosh, what a privilege it is to speak with you.
You too.
Thank you. So I have something kind of weighing heavy on my heart, and I was hoping to seek your advice. So I'm 31 years old. My husband is a couple years older than me, and my daughter is 6. I have a very close relationship with my parents, and they're in their 70s. They recently informed me that my daughter and I will be receiving a little over $1 million in inheritance when they pass away, which is wonderful. That's very generous. What I'm having a hard time with is I'm adopted. They're not my biological parents. And they also informed me that my brother, who's my father's biological son, will not even be receiving half of that. And he and I don't have a good relationship anyways. It's civil. We're not close by any means. He's 20 years older than I am.
Why the discrepancy?
And I think it's because they don't have a very close relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's from my father's first marriage, and they didn't raise him together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how can we help?
So my question is, how can I get over this guilt and if and when they pass? How do I maintain a good relationship with my brother when that happens?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you don't have a great relationship right now with your brother.
It's civil. We enjoy seeing each other, but we just have such a huge age gap and just completely different lives that we don't really communicate with each other that much.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you need to free yourself of this because it's not a decision you made. so there's nothing to feel guilty about. There's relational equity that you have with the family, and that turns into financial equity with the inheritance.
The guilt would be if you did something. You didn't do anything. So, and I think it's probably named wrong. Let's name it something else. Because I get that you have angst about it. I get that you feel kind of like, ugh. Well, this is not going to go well, and I'm going to get blamed. That's kind of how it feels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what we call that, but guilt would be if you did something wrong. You didn't do anything, so this is not on you. Unless you manipulated your parents into a bigger inheritance, but that's not what you said. So I'm going with your story. So first, let's just say out loud, your parents are cowards to dump this on you. They should call him up and tell him what he's getting and what you're getting. They did that with you.
They have informed him
that you're getting $1 million and he's getting $500,000.
He's getting about $300,000.
Okay. Have they told him what you're getting?
I believe so. They said that they would.
All right. So
I had asked them to.
That's good. That's what they should do. I'll retract my statement that they're not cowards then if they did that, because they're dumping the problem of the relational angst on you upon their death if they don't handle it while they're alive. And so we tell people, read the will while you're alive and tell everybody what they're getting. And if somebody's going to be pissed, let's go ahead and deal with it while I'm alive. And so if they've done that, then I guess brother's already got it figured out that you didn't do anything. He already knows.
Okay.
I would verify that they did that with them. I mean, you told him how much I'm getting and how much he's getting. If not, you should, Mom and Dad, because it's not fair to leave me looking like the bad dog, the bad person at the end of this story, because I didn't do anything here. Right?
Okay.
And if they do that, then maybe brother just looks at it and goes, okay, I don't really talk to him that much anyway, and she hangs out over there all the time. I get it. Like, I have a relative who will leave 100% of their money to one child and will leave the other child nothing, who they have no relationship with. And that's completely understandable. I have a relative that's doing that right now. And I agree with it, by the way. And that's okay. But you shouldn't, you're not entitled to money just because of your DNA. You're entitled to the money if somebody wants to leave it to you. It's their money. They get to do with it what they want. And so he has no real gripe to start with. And so he's $300,000 ahead of what he should be, probably. But the
big thing is not letting his resentment and anger towards her be a reflection of her character.
Right.
It has nothing to do with her.
You didn't write this narrative. You just are in the story. You didn't write the story. And so I get that it feels icky, and I really don't disagree with you about that. The only way to remove that is when stuff is awkward or weird, the best way to clean it up is shine light on it.
Call it out.
And all the roaches run to the corner as soon as you turn on the lights. And so if you'll go ahead and just call it out, if they've already called it out, then he has the opportunity to interact with them. And if he wants to be mad at you, I guess he can be. He may call you and say, I'm pissed at you. I don't know. But at least he can get all that out of the way now before the money actually transfers. And even then, you just go, I didn't do it,
Yeah, you have the conversation with them and go, hey, I know this is weird. I had nothing to do with this. I still want to have this relationship with you. I love you.
Yeah.
And you move on from there. And if he can't handle that, that's on him.
Exactly.
If that relationship can't move on.
Exactly. This is not...
She's just a good person and with a big heart, and she feels that
she's
weight.
Sweet. Well, you feel it is an awkward as crud thing, but the way to get rid of the awkward is for Mom and Dad to tell him the same thing they told her.
And the why behind it.
If the why is, if they can do it without being nasty, and just go, this is just our decision, and you don't even have to. You don't have to hurt his feelings too. Just tell him this is what he's getting, this is what she's getting, and leave it at that. But this is why you do a will, and this is why you read the will out loud before you die to all parties concerned, so that everyone knows what's going on, and you can go ahead and get all that weirdness out of the way. And that's a good question, and it's good. You have a good heart for worrying about it, but I think it's on him and on them. It's not on you.
She's got to release it.
Timothy is next. He's in Chicago. Hi, Timothy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Well, hello there.
Hey, how can we help?
Great. So I'm going to get married in July, which is very exciting. It's very awesome.
Good.
And I'm going to be married into $50,000 of student loans.
That's awesome.
Okay, we discussed it. And that's behind us. We're going to make different choices going forward. So the really crux of the question here is, it's a relationship question built into a money situation. So I have $100,000 in mutual funds and just a regular brokerage account. So clearly I could just cash them out and wipe off the debt. My concern is that the loans are on my future mother-in-law's name. They're her loans, they're a Parent Plus loan. And so I don't want to be the rich boyfriend that comes in, pays off all the debt, and then just has that status of, rich boyfriend that is got on a title or something like that.
You don't want the status of you don't want to look like a snob. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to basically. They know they've had trouble with finances before, and it's tight and hard for them. So I don't want to. I want to prove that I can work hard and be smart, and it wasn't just all given to me by my parents or grandparents, which some of this money has been. So it wasn't all money that I earned.
Okay, how much of her student loan debt is her parents' debt? That's Parent Plus.
So all 4 years are Parent Plus loans. It's been agreed that me and her will pay off the last two, which is $50,000 in Parent Plus. The first two are like 45, which is what the parents.
You were not in on the deal. It was agreed originally when they did this that she would pay that your fiance would, when she got out of college, would pay the first two, and mom and dad would pay the second two.
The reverse of that. She'd pay the second two, they'd pay the first two. But it was agreed when they were finishing high school, yeah.
Okay, so that's the deal she made with her mom and dad.
Yep.
Okay, because she's not legally obligated, but she has a handshake with them that she's going to do this.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And you're talking about paying off the portion that she gave them a handshake and agreed to pay.
Right.
Only.
Yep, not the first half.
Okay, the other's on mom and dad, and it's still on mom and dad after this story's over, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's a no-brainer. After the honeymoon, write a check and pay them off. Don't pay the mom and dad, pay the loans off.
Right.
Yeah. Now, and as far as whether you're a snob or not, here's how you don't be a snob. Don't be a snob. Just don't even bring it up.
Very nice.
I mean, can you emotionally let this go and not roll your eyes at them when they're doing something else stupid because you paid this off?
I think that I could. It would be, yeah, it's my dad, so it'd be fine. Yeah. On my end, it'd be okay. I could handle it.
I'm confused as to, you must have gotten some smoke somewhere along the way. Did you pick up a dinner tab one time or something, and there was kind of some awkwardness around the table?
So we were planning on being missionaries and fundraising our salary when I asked if I could propose, and the father-in-law was not super thrilled about that. And so in the end, I told him that I had this account. I was like, look, if we're missionaries for 2 years, there's no way we're going to be totally screwed, because worst case scenario, this could float us, which is what we were planning on signing a 2-year contract. That fell through. We're not going to be missionaries. We're going to have regular jobs. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of.
So here's what I would recommend this as early as possible in your marriage. And this is harder for some people than it is for others, but at the end of the day, you and your wife have to build a marriage together. And you can't be responsible for the regulation of the adult emotions in your life around you. So what you have is a debt. You're going to pay that debt off because you're a person of character, of an integrity. You worked your butt off to set yourself up in this situation, and you got some gifts to set yourself up in the situation. Great. If he wants to turn and get offended by it or feel less superior or whatever he wants to, that is his. And the earlier you can learn to not try to control that, the more peaceful your marriage is going to be moving forward.
That makes sense.
And expect it. Expect it. If you know it's coming back, then it's coming back. Cool.
Yeah. And it's just, you're going to be ready emotionally when that happens, and you just smile and nod and wander off to the other room and pour a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
because you know
All
it's
right.
coming. You know it's going to come. And then you're not the snot. The beautiful thing about this conversation, Timothy, is you're self-aware enough, and you kind of felt that rise up in you in that other conversation that you kind of went, oh, that could happen again. So John's right. You smelled smoke before. And so you're self-aware enough to go, I really need to steel myself. I need to put some backbone in myself on this issue because this is probably coming at me. And that's really the question you were answering.
That's right.
Asking. And John's answering. And so, yeah.
Because we know the right thing to do is to pay the debt off.
Yeah, you need to pay the debt off because that's whether it's a legal debt, a moral debt, an ethical debt, which is only the last two, it becomes your debt when you get married, and you're going to write a check when you get home from the honeymoon. And if she had a car loan, you'd pay it off. If she had a regular student loan, you'd pay that off. Whatever it is, and thank God you're aware before going into this exactly what you're getting into, and you're willing to do that. And she's worth it, and now we go forward. And then, by the way, when you get the flu, she'll make soup. So for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, in the old Book of Common Prayer that you would have heard maybe in the 40s or 50s at a wedding says, unto thee all my worldly goods I pledge. It's a beautiful old marriage vow, seldom used now, in an I'm independent culture. But I'm married, but I'm independent, but I'm married. There's your problem.
It's not real.
There's your sign. Yeah, Timothy, you're doing good. I'm really proud of you. I think you're very self-aware. You're observing this, and you're going, I could do this wrong, and how do I not do it wrong? The fact that you're asking the question is probably a sign you're not going to do it wrong. If you just didn't even know it was there and you were oblivious, that's probably when you're going to step in it.
And put yourself in his shoes, not to excuse the behavior, but to give yourself a little gap between the stimulus and response. He's got a guy coming in and writing a check for his daughter that he couldn't write. That's got to hurt a little bit. It's got to hurt a little bit. And I can imagine that stinging a little bit. And so be it. I get it. It's silly. It's inappropriate, but I get it.
Well, it's kind of interesting, too, that he was questioning their financial plan when he's broke.
It's incredible. But that's where the biggest jeers come from, the cheap seats, right? That's where the complainers
They
come.
throw the peanuts only from the cheap seats.
Exactly.
Oh, this is how it works, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, that it's a sweet spirit you've got on this, Timothy. I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're doing a good thing, and thank God it's not 500,000. You know, that's
more likely the way I usually hear this call is I don't have that money.
Oh, yeah.
And father-in-law is asking for the check right now.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Well, good luck with that.
I don't have it.
I didn't do this, dude.
Yeah.
You did.
And so now I can write that check.
Yeah. That's and so it becomes this push thing, this push and pull, and this is why. Let me tell you, student loans are evil. Parent Plus loans are straight from the pit of hell, because the parent is borrowing the money for the kid to go to school. And then there's all these side deals or these unsaid, unmet expectations.
Or there's a deal, and then suddenly you get a nice job out of college.
And then
surely
then
you're
they
going to
change the deal. And I mean, look at him. He makes all this money. I ought to pick it up. I told him I'd pay it, but I mean, look at that, Jim. And it's just these things have not only the problems and the weight of a student loan, but they have the ability to drive wedges in families as well, right, and in relationships. It's straight up from the pit of hell. This student loan thing is, man, hey, Congress, stop making them. You're screwing up a whole generation or two. Stop it. There's nothing good coming out of this. They only got a degree in left-handed puppetry. Stop it. Aurora is with us in Portland, Oregon. Hi, Aurora. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. How can we help today?
So the last couple of weeks I've been kind of, been watching all of your guys' stuff on YouTube.
Thank you.
I actually found you guys on TikTok.
Oh.
And, and I've just been kind of, the last couple of months I've been really trying to get settled and pay off debt, and just seems like any way that I try, I can't, and I always refer back to living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm kind of over it. I don't feel like I'm content where I am in life. And so I feel like part of that is just having so much debt and, having kids to take care of and wanting to plan for them. And I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do anymore.
Boy, I like you. You're in a really, really good place. Thank you for calling.
And I like you just because you mentioned to Dave that you found us through TikTok. Dave loves TikTok.
It's funny.
I'm not sure if that speaks poorly of you or of me, but one of the two. Okay.
I love it, yeah. And it's actually my birthday today, so I'm like, what?
Happy birthday. Glad you got through.
Thank you. Like, if it's not today, then I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, that's a great day to call. So walk us through the debt. How much debt do you have?
Well, I paid off quite a bit now, but I have about $21,000, I would say, between my partner and I, that we still need to pay off, and most of it is credit card debt.
So you said you paid it off. Tell us about the debt you paid off.
So back, when they were giving the unemployment during COVID, it took months for me to get my checks because everything was so behind. And when I finally got my claim, it wasn't that much. I paid off my car. I was like, this is one thing that I need to, get rid of because God forbid I, can't work anymore. I can't find another job. Well, I need that, I need that to get around.
Yeah, well, I just want to stop and applaud you for that because the fact that you're already, wheels in motion, you paid off your car. That's great.
Yeah.
So what's your income?
Yeah. Between my partner and I, we make about $5,500.
Okay, let me stop a second. Are you married?
No, we're not. We live together though.
Okay. All right. So legally, you have a roommate. And from the handling of your money, that's the way the law is going to look at it.
Right, yeah.
So you pay off your partner's debt, you get zero credit for that with the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're combining your money with your roommate is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because of where you stand legally. So how much, the $21,000, is that all in your name?
No.
Okay, what is in your name?
10,000.
Okay, what is that on?
That is credit card debt.
Okay.
All of it.
And good. And you paid off your car. Way to go. And what do you make?
I make a month is about $2,200.
Okay. All right. Good for you. And how old are you?
I'm 28.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an elementary school secretary.
Oh, well, thank you for your service. Thanks for what you do for the kiddos. Okay, so if you've been watching the videos, are you familiar with the term gazelle intense?
No, I'm not yet.
Dave, can you do your Dave explanation of it? You do it the best.
Okay. So here's the thing. What we have figured out is that personal finance is 80% behavior. It's 20% head knowledge. And so for your partner with their money, we'll tell them to do exactly the same thing you're doing, but not combined.
Right.
Okay. So we'll have the same result that you're looking for, but when you combine them, you leave yourself open to other problems that we don't want to get into. Okay, like who bought the mustard or whatever, all that garbage, right? So now, if personal finance is 80% behavior, that means when I get control of me, I have the best possible control and of my outcome with my money. The more intense I get, the deeper I sacrifice, and the deeper I sacrifice, the more money goes towards cleaning up the mess, and the quicker I get stabilized and moving towards wealth. So in other words, if you goof around with this stuff and sort of kind of do it, and you still go out to eat, and you still go on vacation, and you still buy a bunch of crap that hasn't got anything to do with the goal of getting rid of these credit cards, it's going to take twice as long, and you're going to be half as likely to ever even do it.
Right. And
but if you get so intense that it's
exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah, if you get so intense that it's like you're going to die if you don't get rid of this credit card debt in 5 months, then you're going to work 6 jobs, and you're going to eat ramen noodles, and you're not going to do nothing but work and get out of debt. because that's intense and sacrifice. And that's what we mean by gazelle intense. Like the gazelle running from the cheetah doesn't want to be eaten and doesn't want to be killed. They're running for their freaking lives. This is not an intellectual discussion. This is very visceral. It's bone marrow. You are going for it, right? And that's there's something that happens in 30 years of me doing this when people get that level of pissed off that they're willing to cut everything, that their friends think they've lost their minds, they think you've joined a cult, then you're on track. So you need to get out the credit cards when you get off the phone and chop them all up into little bitty pieces, every one of them. And you need to get on a written budget, and you need to get another job or 6. And you're not going out to eat, and you're not going to see the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there. And you're not going on vacation. All you're doing is getting out of debt. Because how's it going to feel when you don't have any debt? It's going to feel really good. How's it going to feel when you don't have any debt and have $10,000 in the bank? It's going to feel really good. We call that financial peace.
Yes.
But you're going to pay a price to get there. You're going to have to live like no one else. So later you can live and give like no one else, okay? That's what Christina's talking about.
Yeah, and I'm super encouraged. When you split things out, you've got $10,000. You've got $2,200 a month, and you're 28 years old. You can work 6 jobs.
Well,
you can make the sacrifices. You can do this quickly.
You're working in elementary school. It's over 3:30. You got time to do 3 more jobs. I mean, you really do. I mean, you can go make some serious money. And there's people hiring out there like crazy right now. Big time. So, and you don't have to do this forever. You just do it for a short period of time. It's a sprint. You just bust it for a short period of time. Hang on, Aurora. We like you. We're going to put you through our class called Financial Peace University. We're going to pay for it. Watch those classes. Hold on, I'm going to pay for you to have a membership. You watch every one of them and do every single thing we said to do, and you'll be wealthy. Up to you. Cheyenne is with us in Arizona. Hi, Cheyenne. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Rachel and Dave. Thank you for having me.
Sure. What's up?
I have a question. I'm 55, a widow. I'm out of debt, and I have about $400,000 just sitting in the bank. I am one of those investment-resistant people. I feel like it's out of my control. I have did a deep dive into trying to invest and talked to 2 different people who were financial people and got very deep in what they were recommending to me. But as I was researching it, there'd be something there that I just didn't want to invest in, a McDonald's or a Pepsi or some kind of chemical farming or things like that. And I've downsized my lifestyle. I've been a medical person for 30 years, so I'm semi-retired. I could go back tomorrow and do that. Income's not a problem. I just would like to know what your opinion is. Someone like me, it's like you think, oh my goodness, it's not growing. I have a friend that just lost $80,000 in the last month, a whole year of her income based on the market where she had the money. And that just feels so out of control for me to put it somewhere where I have no control.
Your friend was investing in some kind of high risk something to lose $80,000 in 1 month. Or she has $2 million invested, one of the two. Which is it?
Okay. Well, I don't know the person. It's something to do with their work.
Okay. See, that was a high-risk single-stock investment. Mm-hmm. And so that's not... See, the stock market represents everything from ultra-high-risk, scary, crazy stuff down to things that are just plain boring. And so when someone says they lost money in the market, it can mean that they were virtually gambling in Las Vegas, or it can mean that they just panic every time that the needle moves a little bit. But you don't have a stomach for it, is what you're saying, and you can't.
I don't have the stomach for it.
And you've attempted to gain enough knowledge to get some peace, and it hasn't worked. So, but you can't leave $400,000 sitting at 1% either. That's why you called. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because you're making nothing. So, what about buying some real estate that creates some income?
Well, I did that. I did 2 houses and turned them in during COVID, but of course it was COVID, and so everything was twice as much, and the help was. So, I mean, I didn't lose, but it certainly wouldn't show it wouldn't have been worth it. In other words, so
Well,
that's
if you
old way
continue
that
to
I've done
jump
it.
in and out of things, you're always going to lose money. You got to ride the wave out.
And not necessarily redoing a property, but just buying one, renting it out, and having that passive income.
If you had a $40,000 property, a $400,000 property a simple piece of nice house that someone rented for $3,000 or $4,000 a month, you'd be making a whole lot more than you would on the bank.
That's true. It's something I don't enjoy. I've had many years of it, and not the best years of it.
So Cheyenne, I have a question.
Real estate isn't.
You presented two problems with investing. One, it was companies that you just didn't agree with morally. You mentioned like Pepsi or McDonald's, right? I'm guessing you just don't agree with them as companies, and the fear that you're going to lose money. Which is greater? Do you feel like which part of it makes it like ugh?
Oh, I guess in one sense, I want to put my money where my heart is, and have it manifest something good on the earth.
Okay, what would that be?
I don't know. I've been trying to search and find it. Yeah. Maybe there's some good funds where people are Christ-centered, and you don't find out at the top that they're moving against mankind. I'd like to invest in something that means maybe food. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's number one, when you're dealing with a mutual fund, you're dealing with 90 to 200 different companies inside of a mutual fund, and at any given time, one of those companies could have some kind of a business practice, disclosed or undisclosed, that somebody doesn't agree with. Okay. Now, you're not giving them money when you buy their stock. Okay. If you buy stock in a company from me, you gave me the money. Now, you are benefiting when they make a profit and the stock goes up in value. You are benefiting from their actions that you don't agree with. And so that part I do understand. But if there's 90 to 200 and one half of one of the companies is doing something wrong, that's kind of like you shopping at a grocery store that also sells stuff you don't agree with, but you bought the stuff you do agree with there. You really can't find something that's 100% pure in this world, this side of heaven. Now, I will tell you one thing to investigate. There's a group out of Atlanta called the Timothy Fund. The Timothy Fund. And it is a mutual fund, and their goal is to invest in companies to avoid investing in companies that engage in anything they consider to be non-Christian. And so, for instance, they don't invest in any tobacco companies or alcohol companies. They might invest in a chemical company you don't agree with, based on what you're saying. I don't know, but the Timothy Fund is actually done. It's a moral-based fund, a Christian-based idea, and they've done very well. They've got a good long-term track record. You might investigate them and learn about them. I'm not associated with them in any way. I don't have any money in there, and I'm not because I'm against them. It's just not the process I have used to do analysis for my fund picks. But I've been aware of them for over a decade, and they've got the main central fund has probably got a 20-year track record, and it's beating the market. Yeah. And and I
would say too, Cheyenne, if you decide to step into something because you're wanting to make more than just 1%, you don't have to just do all 500,000. Like, do 50,000 for a year and see how that feels, and maybe you take another 100,000. Right? Like, you can kind of move your way into this, but for your benefit long term, for you to even be generous on the other end, to be able to give some money away to things that you really do care about. Making that money is part of that.
I appreciate your pure heart, but that bank that's paying you 1%, I'll guarantee you they're engaged in things you don't like. I can just 100% guarantee that. So there's not a place you can hide
Dave
in this world
banks.
From that. No, I'll just promise you they're donating to things you don't agree with. I can promise you they are. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hi, guys. I need some advice. I'm in trouble.
Oh, no.
Deborah.
You sound like you're in the corner. You remember, like, when we were kids, your parents sent you to the corner? Sound like you might be in the corner, Deborah. Let's go. No shame in your game. What's going on?
Yeah, definitely on the cusp.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I have two houses. Okay, one I was renting out. The renter went away, totally trashed the place, left the place broken, haven't fixed it, had a lousy, horrible 2024 year. And it's left me with $70,000 worth of credit card debt.
Oof. Because of the house or because of other things?
The house, trying to get people to help get it repaired, that kind of thing. It's still sitting not repaired. It's been 8 months. So I've lost that income. And then my income went down from 5 days a week to 3 days a week. So that also hit me. Plus I had knee surgery. I have kids living with me. I have grandchildren living with me. And honestly, the money I have now, I can't make the bills every month. And so I've been putting my utilities on the credit card and that kind of thing. And this is over a year and it's all added up. And here I am.
All right. This house. Let's talk about this house, Deborah. The rent. How much do you owe on it?
On the rental, I owe zero.
Oh, it's paid for.
It's paid for. I inherited from my father.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I figured when I'm 65, I'd move there and retire, and there you go, have no mortgage. Meanwhile, my other little home, which is condo, I owe about $114,000 on.
Okay.
And that's the one I'm currently living in.
Okay. How much is the house that your dad left you? How much is that worth?
Oh, probably about $650,000.
Okay. How much is the condo worth?
Probably about $400,000.
Okay. And where do you want to be long term? The condo or the home?
Well, in the home, because condo's upstairs, kind of thing.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I like where I live, but like I said, I've got grown children living with me. We're talking 30s.
Why are they living with you?
Hey, sorry for the interruption. This is important. No one likes to think about dying, but one day your family will have to deal with everything you leave behind. So the question is, will it be easy or a total nightmare? That's where Knockbox comes in. Knockbox is a kit with 15 categories and clear instructions that give your family an organized plan, so they're not sifting through old paperwork and guessing passwords and dealing with lawyers. So leave your family memories instead of a mess. Grab your Knockbox kit today at knockbox.com/Ramsey for the best discount available. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
Why are they living with you?
Because they got no place else to live. One injured his back. He's got like a 10 vertebrae fusion. He's looking to get on SSI. He hasn't worked in a couple of years. And then the other one, he's got 3 kids, 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And believe me, we don't have room. You know, I've got people sleeping on the couch, you know. But I've been paying all the bills. And I've asked for help. They don't help. One of them can't. He just doesn't even have a job anymore. The one that does work construction, he does have income, but he doesn't contribute. And he doesn't want to help do the repairs. That was part of the thing, is he was supposed to repair the one house, the rental house, and he's been, I guess he's been giving me a bunch of baloney for months on end here.
And are these your sons?
These are my sons, my blood sons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's a mess. The boundaries here are completely intertwined, and it's not working for you, Deborah. And so you're not able to help people when you're drowning. You're putting your utilities on credit cards. You can't afford this life anymore. So so they need to leave. I mean, there has to be a conversation of, I can't support you, nor should I. They are grown adults. And you need to give them a runway, Deborah, 30, 60 days. And because you can't afford it. Like, you guys, you can't afford this situation. And so, so what I would do, would you want to be in the house? I mean, I would sell the condo, go move in the debt-free house. You know, you have
100%.
And then you have $275,000, pay off the credit cards. You have $200,000. And now you get to live your life.
Like, this is an immediate turnaround, Deborah, and it makes the most sense.
Yeah, that would be the rest of my income for the rest of my life. I am 62 right now.
What do you have in retirement?
Yeah, about $6,000.
Okay, so you're going to have to up your income. You are going to have to work longer, but you'll have that $200,000. And that's not going to be enough probably for retirement long term. So you are going to have to be working some more. But this will fix a lot of this mess right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, so
because I'm literally having to borrow money even to pay the minimums right now.
Yeah.
And that's from other people.
Yep.
Well, there's nothing to figure out. I mean, I want you to understand that you have one clear option here, and it's the option we just gave you. And this is going to get you out of this desperate situation, this wacky situation, quite frankly. It's not desperate, it's just wacky. And set you up for the future. Now, you're right, but you at least got a $200,000 head start. And you're going to have to work, and you're going to sock away as much money as possible. We'd love to see you get a SmartVestor Pro if you do not have one. And let's map out what do we need to do over the next 5 to 7 to 8 to maybe 10 years to make sure that you have more margin as you age. But at least you got a paid for home that is also a tremendous asset for you as well.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing, and I know it is. But, and what about my grandkids, though?
What about them?
I don't want to make my grandkids homeless.
It's not your problem. I know that sounds heartless. It shouldn't, but I feel like it does. But that's not your problem. Those are grown men. They need to step up and take care of business.
No, I agree on that. And I don't feel like I'm doing them any favors because I take care of too much. And I've tried to back off of that too because
but that's the answer to your question.
They don't care.
But you just answered your own question, by the way, more effectively than I did. Your little speech you just gave is the speech you need to remind yourself when you say, what about my grandkids? I don't want to be this big, mean grandmother that kicks them out on the street. That's not what you're doing, number one. But number two, you need to remind yourself of that speech you just gave. It was a great speech.
I'm trying.
And the dad of the 3 kids has a job, correct?
Well, he does construction, so he works here and there. That kind of thing.
So Deborah, you said,
work whenever he wants.
Okay, yeah, he can work whenever he wants. And this isn't. I'm being a little harsh on you, Deborah, because you've allowed it, right?
Yeah.
He's living the best life.
Yeah,
everything's paid for. He works when he can. He doesn't pay bills. He does nothing.
This guy's literally the character in Wedding Crashers. Ma, meatloaf. I mean, he yells and you come running. Might as well give him a little silver bell.
On the big things, and the thing is, he actually made more than I did last year, and he still can't help me with the utilities or nothing like that. And I'm begging him. Begging him.
You know what?
Well, that's
he's a
yeah. Well, that's where that's a boundary, Deborah. You have to set for yourself. You've asked. You can't control what he's doing, and so now you have to control what Deborah can control, and you have to set yourself up in the next what Ken just said, the next 8 years, to allow you to win, because at the end of the day, they're not helping you, right? It's not like you're falling back on them. So
he can't help you with utilities. You can't help him anymore, period. It's a grown man. I'm telling you, I wish I could have a chat with this guy. I really do. This is embarrassing. He ought to be embarrassed how he's treating his mother. Now, I understand I'm talking about your baby. I get that. But you called and you're looking for advice, and your heart is literally getting you in trouble.
I know it. And like I said, I depended on him to help me, with the repairs on the rental house. And,
so Deborah,
we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
I know. We've discussed this already.
So tonight, Deborah,
got it.
You need to sit them down and you need to let them know, hey, in the next 60 days, I'm putting the condo up for sale. I can't afford this anymore. And I'm going to have to make some hard calls because I have nothing in retirement, and I'm going to have to do what's best for me in this situation. And so that is selling the condo, moving to the home, doing some repairs in between. It's not going to probably be perfect when you move in, but at least you don't have a mortgage payment or a rent payment. So, gosh, Deborah, I'm sorry, but that's what I would do. Cut up the credit cards. Don't keep going down that mess. That's getting you more and more. And when you don't have the temptation of the credit card, then your feet are to the fire, and that's really going to force you to make some hard decisions, which is good. You need some of that.
You ought not to treat your mama that way.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Marty's with us in Waco. Hi, Marty. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I could get a hold of you.
You too. Glad you're here, brother. How can we help?
Yes. So I started listening Thanksgiving last week, and I'm essentially starting my baby step journey. Last 2 years, I've kind of restarted my life twice, and I might have a son that's to be determined, hopefully by the end of the week. So I'm just trying to, finally get my head straight. And I've been thinking about this even before. Trying to establish a paternity. Anyways, get my head straight, and I've been making strides over the last few years in my life, and financial stability is a big thing that I still need to work on, though.
When you say you've restarted your life twice over the last couple of years, what does that mean?
So I guess the long short story is I've been on my own since I was 12, went to the Marines, and I did about 7 years. But as soon as I got in the Marines, I essentially went back to just being as frugal and humble as I was before because, didn't really have any major skill, any formally trained skills that I could put on resumes and everything. But I finally found a job that was willing to give me a chance, and I've proven my salt. And then through that, I thought I found. Whenever I came to this job, I left my hometown of San Antonio.
Okay.
Was living on the side of the road for a month, so I finally got money to get a place. And then I heard of a job opportunity that was that did pay more back home. Went back home, but the cost of living hit me again.
Where's
and went through all my savings. San Antonio.
Back to San Antonio. Okay. So
and then,
you've woke up and found yourself. Where are you living right now?
Here near Waco. I'm about 45 minutes from Waco.
Okay, and you got a good job?
Yes.
All right.
What do you make?
I work for the state, so.
Okay. What do you make?
31,000.
Okay. And how old are you?
26.
Okay. So you're not homeless. You're stable. No. You got a sustainable situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you got a girl pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And you're waiting to hear about the paternity of the baby, which she is carrying, correct, or has been born?
A year and a half old now.
Okay. So, and you're just hearing about this. Why?
I'm not just hearing about this. Whenever we found out she was pregnant, soon after she broke up with me, and she avoided all my attempts to reach her so I could, attempt to be the father that I wanted to be. And yesterday after church, I decided I went by memory where her dad was. Luckily, I was able to find a place, and I was able to get back in touch with her, and she was finally willing to compromise. So yesterday we talked like, hey, I want to order a home paternity test, and which I'm going to order today.
Okay, I'm going to step in and call bullcrap on some of this. Okay?
Okay.
You have a legal right to your kid. Mm-hmm. And I want, whether she tries to block or not, I want there to be a record so that when
I already have records.
No. I want there to be a track record. Let me say it that way. So that one day when you sit down eye to eye, chest to chest with this young son, mm-hmm. I want you to be able to say, I fought for you. I went to the ends of the earth for you. I worked 4 jobs. Do what?
I have a manila envelope proving all the texts and recordings and stuff like that.
Now listen. Whether this paternity test proves true at the end of this week or not, you've been going halfway, okay? And it's time to fully step into who you are gonna be. Is that fair?
Yes, of course. And thankfully, I've refound religion recently, and that's, like I said, I've been making major strides in my life the last few years.
Good.
Becoming a better man.
Good.
So
good.
So, it sounds like you got a lot of things heading in a positive direction after a lot of circling the wagons back and forth. So
yeah, no doubt.
Good for you. I'm glad for you. Yeah, I'm proud for you. Good move. Yeah. So run this to ground. Find out with the paternity test whether this is yours. If it is yours, you're all in as a new dad, like you said, and like John said. You're gonna make a record. You're gonna insert yourself into the life of the child. and you're going to insert yourself into the life of this church. So you've got some good men walking along beside you, and that can teach you things that you've been looking for since you were 12. You found a few of them in the Marines. You'll find the rest of them in the church, and which are skills on how to be a man. And you're learning that, and there's no harm, there's no shame in the fact that you're learning that now. The only shame will be is if you don't bother to play through and to learn it. And we'll help you with the money piece of it. If you'll hang on, I'm going to have the guys pick up, and we're going to sign you up for the best thing we have, which is Financial Peace University. It's 9 weeks long, and you can take the lessons on how to handle money like a grown-up, like a boss, and how to not only get out of debt, not only how to live on what you make, and start to address your career issues with Ken Coleman stuff if you want to as well. If you'll come around all the Ramsey stuff, we'll walk with you in all these different areas of your life. And
I'll give you a copy of Own Your Past, Change Your Future as well.
Yeah,
and I want you to read that book all the way through. We'll send you an audio link too. So if you're not a reader, you can listen to it while you're driving.
Yeah, because really there's so much to that idea right there in your situation. It is in everybody's life, but owning your past, say this is what happened, but it does not dictate my future.
That's right.
And change your future. So John's book will be in the mix as well that we give you. We're going to load you up with homework, buddy. It's all free. The only problem is now you got to go do all the work. And we're here to help you. Call anytime. Any of us will help you here with any part of this. But you're all in now. It's all looking forward, going forward. No more circling. Straight lines. Lots of straight lines. And lean into the guys at that church. Make them lean into your life and let them speak into you. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hey, Damon, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We are doing great. How can we help?
So, I've made a decision about 2 years ago that haunts me up until today.
Okay.
Where me and my family, we were renting, and we decided that we were going to purchase a house together, and we all put maybe $10,000 each to get $50,000 to get the house. And the house was $420 and at a 2.8%. So ever since we moved to the house, I haven't lived there because I was still going to school and I was still commuting, spending maybe up to $500 per month in gas. And we decided that we made a verbal agreement that we were going to continue to pay even though we don't live there anymore. And I realized how bad of a decision that was. And I want to tell him that I can't continue to pay this anymore, but knowing how my family is, I know Thanksgiving is not going to look the same for me if I tell them this, and I don't know where to go, and I haven't been able to sleep. I just stare in space all day. I don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so who all, when you say your family, is this like your parents and siblings, or who does this, what makes up this?
Parents and siblings.
Parents and siblings. And
is someone renting this house right now since you all aren't living in it?
We all are living in it, but we all put together to contribute to the mortgage and the bills. But in the past year, I haven't lived there, and I've been paying religiously nonstop every month towards the bills, $600 and another $100 towards utilities, but $600 towards the mortgage.
And so you're renting somewhere else?
I'm living with a friend because it's closer to my job.
Okay.
But I'm not able to save, and my student loans are about to kick in, and I have credit cards, and I just don't know what to do.
Well, sure you do. You know exactly what to do. You said you were in a fog. I'm using my words. You said you just stare into nothingness all day long. I mean, this is absolutely shutting you down. You're not going to be able to live forever with your friend. You're going to get kicked out of that eventually. This is slowly breaking you down. You know exactly what to do. You have to sit down with your parents and your siblings and say, I know I gave you a verbal agreement, but here's where my life is. and here's how I got there. Student loans, you show them everything. I can't afford to pay you $700 a month. And they're going to say, well, then why don't you live here? And you go, I don't want to live here. And you're going to tell them all the reasons why you don't live there. And it's going to suck. But you're going to have to choose your own livelihood. And I mean, like, as in living, well-being. You're going to have to choose you, and you're going to have a big boy conversation and own it. And if they get mad at you for a while and Thanksgiving sucks, I would rather have a sucky Thanksgiving or 2 or 3 than a sucky life.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's
what it's
and I also think it's fair because on their end they're thinking, yeah, well, we've agreed to this, and you're
I understand that too.
and you're breaking that. But Damon, to Ken's point, it has to. Like, this doesn't sustain this. You can't live like this. So I think that even saying, I understand, I'm backing out of what I said. But I don't even have I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability anymore to do this. And so if there's something else I can do to maybe help, but I think too, Damon, like, I think owning it is a very humble thing to do. And I would do that. But also for your sake, and I would pray your parents, which I always think the best about relationship. I'm always like, I'm sure your parents are wonderful.
Oh, they're great.
So you would pray.
Thanksgiving's going to be wonderful.
You would pray that your parents would say, yeah, we see this in our son. We see the numbers in the situation, and we don't want to put that on our son. How old are you?
I'm 30.
How old were you when you did this deal?
28.
Okay, so it was just 2 years ago. Do they find it, like, was there going to be a point that you guys would have this, like, paid off and then y'all would split the equity? Like, what was the plan?
The plan was, because we moved to America, so the plan was just to have somewhere to live and have a family home.
Yeah, and everyone contribute. Will this put them with your parents? Do you know the math of when you do choose to stop paying? Will they still be able to cover the payment?
There are enough adults in the house where they will be able to cover the payment. If I stop paying, they will be able to pay like maybe $200 extra. And, they'll just have to adjust their spending habits.
Yeah.
But one of my siblings already cut communications with me, attempting to have a conversation about this.
Oh.
And that's the kind of person they are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I don't make light of that, but you have no choice. You either choose to not have an awkward situation with them, or you choose to have an awful life.
And Damon, and can I say, if they choose to cut off communication with you because of this, that's their choice.
Yeah.
You can't control that, and it would be one of the most painful, terrible scenarios when there's fractured relationships in life. I think it's just, there's grief in that. It's terrible.
It is.
But you didn't choose that. You still want relationship with them. You just can't make a $700 payment to a house that you don't live in anymore. And that's what you're asking to be out of, not out of the family. And so if they choose to take a different route, sadly, that is on them.
Yeah.
Where did you guys move? Where did you guys move from? Where are you guys from originally?
We moved from New Jersey to New York.
But before, you said we came to America.
Oh, we moved from the Caribbean.
Okay. Because I do know, too, that certain level of loyalty in your word in certain cultures, right, holds way more weight than others, right? So I know that sometimes is at play as well. But I would own what I signed up for, and that I can't fulfill it. But them choosing to not communicate with you anymore, that's their stuff, right? And if it's not this, and if those are the kind of people they are, I hate to say it, there's going to be something else in life. You marry someone they don't agree with, you raise your kids a certain, you know what I mean? Like, eventually that happens. But I'm so sorry.
Damien, you aren't a bad person. I think you were calling for permission. We don't have the power to give it to you, but I will tell you that we're in agreement on what you should do, and so are you. And you need to do this. You're not a bad person for doing this. And I think you need to give yourself some forgiveness for not living up to what you agreed to, and knowing that you got to make a different decision, which is the right decision. So do it and move forward.
Jonathan joins us up next in Vancouver, Washington. Jonathan, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
Yeah, so I am currently a 19-year-old full-time working, full-time college student. I just bought a car in March of this year, and I don't pay a dime for college because I work through FedEx, and FedEx pays for all of my college. Yeah, so I've been working since I was about 16 years old, and I have had a little bit of a spending issue, and I only have about $2,000 in my savings account. So I was wondering if you guys could give me some ways to budget my money better and just say, when my friends ask me to go out, say no and have that what's the word I'm looking for?
Discipline?
Yes.
Yeah. So George is the money guy. Let George work on the old budget for you. I'm curious, what are you spending the money on? Do you think like what are your major areas of expenditure?
Yeah, so I actually refinanced my car. I was paying an arm and a leg a month, about $400 a month just for the car payment alone, and another $270 just for my insurance. So I just refinanced the car, and a lot of it was going to my bills. I'm very independent. I'm on my own phone plan. I pay for my own gas, my own groceries, a lot of things. The stuff that I do save, and I have quite a bit left over at the end of the month, I just spend on impulse decisions, like impulse buys.
Okay. So, Jonathan, what are you making right now?
I make $22.90 an hour and about $40,000 a year.
Wow. While being in school full time?
Yes.
When do you graduate?
I'm planning on graduating 2026.
Okay. So you just started?
Yes, sir.
And what career field are you looking to get into?
Law enforcement.
Okay. So you have $2,000. You've been working for 3 years. Now you're a young guy. And you said you paid cash for this car, so you don't have the car payment anymore?
No, I actually do have the car payment.
Explain that. You said you paid cash for the car.
Oh, no, I did not pay cash. I put $3,000 down.
Okay, well, that's very different. What's the car worth?
It's worth about $20,000 right now.
Okay, and what is left on the loan?
About $23,000.
Yikes. Okay. I mean, it's a lot of car for your income. We say we don't want all the things with the motors in it to add up to more than half of your annual income, and you are right there.
Yeah.
For a 19-year-old to be driving a car that nice. So let's just say you keep the car. What is the plan to pay this thing off?
Just keep on my payments. Like I said, I refinanced this. My payment did go down, but I'm planning on.
That's not solving the problem. You just move the money around.
Yeah, so I was planning on just paying more than my monthly payment was, just to add up some extra or take off some time to pay it off.
Okay. Do you have any other debt?
No, sir.
Okay.
Are you driving for FedEx, or are you in an office or a warehouse?
I work at the airport, so no, I'm not driving.
Okay. George, I would like to see him. He doesn't have a lot of time, but I'd like to see him change his budget so radically that he can get not upside down, so get on the right side of this thing and then sell the car and go with a $3,000 or $4,000 car.
Yeah.
Is that too extreme?
Well, we say if you can't pay off the car within 2 years, then we got to sell the car.
Right.
It's just too much of your world wrapped up in this thing, and your future is too important for you to just have these payments you're sending out on top of the spending habits, and all of a sudden, man, you're making great money. You got nothing to show for it. And part of that is the debt. Part of it's the spending. We can get both under control. One of those ways is through a budget, which it doesn't sound like you're doing right now, and we want to help with that. I'm going to gift you 1 year of every dollar premium if you're willing to use it. Are you willing to get on a plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you open up every dollar, you're going to list your income at the top, followed by all of your expenses. And here's the thing. You are the boss of that budget, and when it's done, it's the boss of you.
Yeah.
And so what that means is once you set it, you go, man, I am not spending more than $200 on food this month. I'm not spending more than $70 on entertainment this month. That means when your friends ask you out, say, hey, dude, come out with us. And you go, sorry, dude, it's not in the budget. And they're going to say, dude, you're so lame, man. You get a lot. And you're going to say, that's cool. You guys can come to my place. We can get some pizzas and just hang out. And if they say no to that, it may be time to find better friends if they're just unwilling to compromise and cheer you on with your financial journey. And with every dollar, I'm going to gift you FPU. I think going through that will motivate you because you need a long-term why right now. You're a young guy. You're driven already, the fact that you're at this place in life. But if you have a long-term mindset, I want 29-year-old Jonathan to be proud of the decisions that 19-year-old Jonathan made.
Yeah.
And that's a different mindset to have because most people your age are thinking about next weekend, not 10 years from now.
Yeah.
By the way, Jonathan, that's incredible advice, and that's what you're going to have at the top of your mind. And you need a true visual of what George is talking about. Where do you want to be at 29? Get a clear, crystal clear image of that. And when your buddies start giving you a hard time, come on, man, let's go to the club, blah, 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 or whatever it is they say these days.
Do the kids go to the club?
I don't
have no
know.
idea.
I'm so old, I don't even know. But I'm not even sure where the voice came from. But the point is the ability to say no only comes from a decision that is made much earlier.
Yeah.
And you make that decision and then you manage that decision every time you're tempted. You make the big decisions early in life and then you manage those decisions the rest of your life.
A lot of wisdom in that, Ken.